Magandang buhay everyone. I am Archivan Bipilingan and this is my video presentation in Readings in Philippine History. In this video, we are discussing Lesson 1, Understanding History, Lesson 2, Critical Sources and Analysis, and Lesson 3, Historical Criticism. History. History is the study of past events, peoples, cultures, ideas, etc. It is an important knowledge to comprehending the present and navigating the future. It is more than just a collection of dates, events, and numbers. It is a driving force that determines civilization's present and future. History helps people comprehend the origins of their culture, identities, and shared experience. Understanding history is important as it contextualizes how culture, politics, and societal norms are understood. History comes from the Greek word historia, meaning knowledge gained through inquiry and investigation. Aristotle saw history as a systematic account of events, often in chronological order. Ang history naman ay sa Tagalog, ang Tagalog ng history ay kasaysayan. Nahango sa salitang salaysay, meaning narrative, and saysay, ibig sabihin ay meaning. Emphasizing, history is not just a story, but the process of uncovering hidden truths. According to Ambeto Campo, history and missionary vocabularies are meant salita, which could be translated as an oral narrative or a verb meaning to discover. We have three relevances of history. These are, history helps us understand change. History shows the world has evolved, helping predict future changes. Next is we can learn from past mistakes. By studying the past, we can understand conflicts, decisions, and crises to avoid repeating mistakes. And lastly, we gain context for the human experience. History gives us insight into recurring patterns in human experience, helping us relate in current challenges. Next is the objectivity and subjectivity in history. While traditional historians relied on written documents, no document, no history. History now includes various sources, even oral accounts. History is inherently subjective, shaped by testimonies and recollections. But historians strive for objectivity by critically examining evidence. Historical method, historiography, and historian. The historical method involves analyzing records critically, while historiography is the imaginative reconstruction of the past. Historians are trained professionals who carefully examine evidence, follow ethical guidelines, and avoid assumptions. Next is historical revisionism versus historical distortion. Revisionism updates historical understanding based on new evidence, while distortion intentionally manipulates history for specific agendas. Distortion is harmful and can mislead the public. Critical thinking and checking sources are vital to prevent the spread of false history. And that's it for the lesson 1. Let's proceed to lesson 2. Sources of history. Historical sources are the foundation of constructing a narrative of the past. These materials, known as historical facts or sources, provide essential insights into the events, cultures, and people of a particular period. Historians rely on these sources, which exist either as relics or testimonies, to form an accurate and informed understanding of history. Both relics, physical remains, and testimonies, written or verbal accounts, offer unique perspectives, and their examinations is crucial for historical analysis. Understanding and properly utilizing these sources is key in creating an accurate historical record. Relics versus testimony. Relics or physical remains offer historians insight into the past simply because they exist, while testimonies, on the other hand, are verbal or written accounts of events. Kumbaga, yung relics, yun yung para bagay or yun, parang artifacts gano'n na matatagpuan natin pag nag-discover tayo ng history. While yung testimonies naman ay galing sa salita o witness ng tao. Unintentional sources were created without historians in mind, but they still provide valuable information. Similarly, while intentional sources have a clear purpose, their meaning can change over time and be influenced by factors beyond the author's control. Yung unintentional sources, yun yung mga sites na parang private sites na may merong informations na nakalagay. While yung intentional sources, yun yung parang mga legitimate na sites katulad ng government, ganun, mga sites na nagbibigay talaga ng mismong information. Primary sources. Primary sources are first-hand accounts or evidence produced during this time being studied. This includes various materials such as letters, diaries, business records, photographs, government records, and other artifacts from the period. Because primary sources are created by people who experienced or witnessed events, they allow historians to interpret information directly without relying on secondary interpretations. However, primary sources may not always be objective, as they reflect the author's perspective at the time. These are the kinds of primary sources. Examples are letters, diaries, journals, business records, poems, songs, hymns, photographs, paintings, film advertisements, and other artwork, tools, machine, furniture, clothing, and other artifacts from a particular era, government records, court proceedings, treaties and trade agreements, newspapers, magazines, and of the period, oral history, interviews, and genealogical information, and many more. Secondary sources. Secondary sources are materials that analyze, interpret, or summarize primary sources. These are typically created by historians or scholars who have studied primary sources and written their interpretations of historical events. Secondary sources such as textbooks, scholarly journals, and popular articles are useful for gaining a broader understanding of historical topics. They offer multiple perspectives and help to explain the context and significance of events. These are the kinds of secondary sources: published textbooks, scholarly journals, articles in newspapers, popular magazines, and movie reviews. Accessibility of primary sources. According to Hall 2014, primary sources can be accessed in two ways: dusty or traditional access. Historical documents, reflections, collections of letters, books, and older magazines are often housed in libraries, archives, museums, and historical sites. These places allow historians to view physically copies of primary materials. Yung dusty or traditional access, yun yung mga documents na kung saan yun yung pinaka-actual na yun talaga yung ginamit ng mga nakaraang panahon. Or yun yung mga mismong ginamit ng mga dating naninirahan sa panahon na yun. While digital or electronic access, with technological advancements, many primary sources are now available digitally. Visual libraries, online archives, and databases provide convenient access to historical documents, photographs, and other artifacts, allowing researchers to explore history from anywhere. Yung digital naman, yun yung parang nakikita natin sa cellphone. Pwede natin makita sa cellphone kahit na hindi tayo pumunta ng museum or libraries. Analysis of primary sources. When analyzing primary sources, it is essential to use a critical approach. Harris 2017 recommends the CARS checklist: credibility, accuracy, reasonable, and support as a guide for evaluating sources. Number 1, credibility. Can the source be trusted? Does it provide sufficient evidence to support its claims? Credibility means something can be trusted or believed. Information should be checked and approved before it's shared. Next is accuracy. Accuracy is the information correct and detailed. Avoid overly vague or general assertions. Accuracy means being correct. Students should pay attention to details like dates and avoid believing information that is too general or only presents one side of a story. Next is reasonableness. Reasonableness means being fair, unbiased, and consistent. Researchers should try to use their existing knowledge to judge new information, even if it's difficult. Is the source fair and unbiased? Does it avoid excessive claims or extreme viewpoints? Next is support. Support. Can the information be verified through other sources? Are there other references or bibliography included? Support means double-checking informations. Don't just believe what you read or hear. Compare it to other sources. And that's it for the lesson 2. And let's proceed to the lesson 3. Historical criticism. There are two types of historical criticism. Number 1 is external criticism, a test of authenticity. The external criticism concerns the physical matters of historical evidence, and in this sense, it's a way of ascertaining the genuineness of a document, also referred to as a lower criticism. This involves the materials, the language, and the style in which the document is written, comparing them with the time and the place it was supposed to have been written in. It is by comparing the materials used in the creation that historians can get to recognize if it truly belongs to the period which it represents. In external criticism, it is crucial to identify the author, time, and place of the document's creation. Even when the author is anonymous, understanding their reputation or possible motivation can provide valuable insight into the document's authenticity. Sometimes, error within documents arise due to scribal mistakes, referred to as unintentional errors. Other times, deliberate alterations or forgeries, known as intentional errors, are introduced to deceive or mislead. Textual criticism, which compares multiple versions of a document to identify discrepancies, can help resolve questions of authenticity. There are reasons for forged or misleading documents. According to Gottschalk, 1969, forged or misleading documents are created for various reasons. Una is to bolster a false claim or title, for counterfeiting and profit, for to serve political propaganda, or as a part of practical jokes or fabrications, or to mislead contemporaries and future historians. The existence of such forgeries necessitates thorough investigations by historians to avoid inaccurate conclusions. Anachronisms, inconsistencies in language or material, and historical inaccuracies are some of the telltale signs of forgeries. Next is internal criticism. Testing the credibility of a content. Internal criticism or higher criticism examines the content, meaning, and purpose of historical documents. It digs deeper into the author's mindset, context, and motivations behind creating the document. By analyzing the author's intent and comparing their work with other contemporary documents, by with other contemporary sources, historians attempt to assess whether the information is reliable or biased. This is crucial because historical documents may reflect personal or political biases that could distort the truth. In evaluating historical testimony, historians must consider the author's ability and willingness to tell the truth. Witnesses may have personal interests that influence their account, or they may simply lack the observational skills to provide accurate information. The historians must also assess the language used and ensure they correctly understand the author's intended meaning. Contradictory accounts require careful examination, and historians must discern which version of events is credible based on available evidence. Before we end this video presentation, I have a quote to share to you. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it, by George Santayana. Thank you for listening and goodbye.